Hi friends, welcome to my channel Arcade Rising Kids Vlog. Today we're gonna know about the periodic table of the elements. In the previous video we have learned about the elements, atoms, that means which are the smallest particle present in the traces of the Earth's atmosphere which are not capable of independent existence, and there are 92 kinds of atoms, means there should be 92 elements. Now in this chapter, we can know about the periodic table. Periodic table is a table in which all the elements are arranged according to their atomic number. Each element has a shortened writing using the first or the first two letters of the element. For example, hydrogen. In the element hydrogen, they use the first letter of the element hydrogen, capital H, as its symbol, as a symbol of hydrogen. The number which is at the top of the element, it is known as its atomic number. Hydrogen is probably the lightest element in the periodic table, so its atomic number is 1. The number which is at the bottom of the element, that is known as the atomic weight of the element. Hydrogen's atomic weight is 1.008. Like that, the rest of all the elements have a symbol, atomic number and atomic weight. Zooming into helium, we see that its atomic number is 2. Symbol is big H, small e, means He instead of H, or else there would have been a confusion that H can be hydrogen or helium. To make it look different, helium's symbol has been capital H, smaller e. Then going towards the leftmost side, the third lightest element is lithium. Symbol is Li. Atomic weight is 6.941. Like this, the rest of all the elements according to their atomic number are arranged. Periodic table has a number of rows. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means there are 7 rows in the periodic table. What do you think about these? The lanthanides and the actinides? Why aren't they in the periodic table? Yeah, because they haven't separated from there so that they could be shown a little clearly. So, in some versions of the periodic table, it has been like this. The lanthanides and the actinides usually had been in the periodic table. Then, then recently, the lanthanides and the actinides have been separated. So, each row has a number of elements. Like there are 2 elements in the first row, 8 in the second, 8 in the third, 18 in the fourth, 18 in the fifth, 32 in the sixth, and 32 in the seventh. And if we add all the elements, then totally we'll get 118 elements. That means there are 118 elements in the periodic table of elements. I think you're wondering. In the previous video, I told that there were 92 kinds of elements having the atomic number 92, uranium, as the last element. But now, why I'm telling there are 118 elements? Yeah, because from the atomic number 93 till the atomic number 118, those all are artificial elements. For example, neptunium and plutonium, these have been discovered in 1940. And like that, these all are artificial elements from the element number 93 till the element number 118. Okay? There are actually 92 kinds of elements, but the rest of all, the remaining elements which are from the atomic number 93 to 118, these all are artificial elements. The periodic table have been divided into 2 parts, that are metals and non-metals. Nearly three-quarters of the periodic table has been of metals. All the elements which is at the left side are the metals, and the elements which are at the right side are the non-metals. In the metal side, except all the elements except for hydrogen, because hydrogen is a non-metal. Okay, so all the elements in the left side are called metals, and it has been divided with the help of semi-metals. See, boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, and polonium. These all are semi-metals. That means metalloids. I think you remember what are metalloids? Yeah, they they are the elements which have the properties of both non-metals and metals. So, semi-metals are divided the periodic table into two parts, metals and non-metals. So, the elements which are at the right of the semi-metals, they are all non-metals, while the elements which are at the left of the semi-metals, those all are metals except for hydrogen. Hydrogen is a non-metal. It's not a part of the metals. So you'll know about the specialty of hydrogen further in this chapter. So there are a number of groups in the periodic table, a number of vertical groups. As you have learned about the rows, horizontal rows. Okay, there are 7 horizontal rows, and now here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that means there are 18 vertical rows. There are 18 vertical rows in the periodic table. And there's a small trick to know about the groups. In group number 1, except for hydrogen, all are alkali metals except for hydrogen. Hydrogen is not a part of alkali metals because it's a non-metal, not a metal. And in group number 2, all the elements in group number 2 are called as alkaline earth, alkaline earth metals. And all the elements which are present in group number 17, they are all halogens. And all the elements which are in group number 18 are called as the noble gases. Alkali metals and the alkaline earth metals are in the metal side, so they are a part of the metals. They are metals. And halogens, noble gases, these are non-metals because they are part of the non-metal side. Okay, let me show you the properties of the metals and non-metals. Just a recap. Metals, as you know, they are the good conductors of heat and electricity, means they conduct electricity, metals, and they have luster, means they can shine, and are malleable and ductile. Malleable means get beaten into sheets, and ductile means get drawn into wires. Now, metals such as gold, silver, these have luster, means they shine. And metals like aluminium and iron, these are malleable, means can be beaten into sheets. And elements like copper, these can be drawn into wires, so it's ductile. And these all elements conduct electricity. Here in non-metals, these are poor conductors of heat and electricity, means they don't conduct heat and electricity. Non-metals have no luster, are non-malleable, and are non-ductile. For example, sulfur, it has no luster, means it doesn't shine, and are non-malleable, that means they're brittle, means they can be smashed into tiny particles. So it's brittle, it cannot be beaten into sheets. And are non-ductile, means they cannot be drawn into wires, such as phosphorus, it cannot be drawn into wires. And as you know, metalloids means it's an element which has both the properties of metals and non-metals, such as silicon. It has luster but has no malleability or ductility. It's brittle. Now, the specialty of hydrogen. Hydrogen has a specialty of its own. It is the first and the lightest element or gas in the periodic table of the element. That is why its atomic number is 1. It is the only non-metal to be in the metal side. Even though it's a non-metal, it's present in the metal side, but it isn't a metal. Remember this, guys. It's a non-metal, even though if it's on this side of the metals. And it is not a part of the alkali metals in group 1, but it is itself a group. That is why hydrogen is often shown separately instead of joining it with the periodic table. In some versions, it's shown separately and it's a group of its own. See, remember this, guys. Hydrogen is a special element. Now, as we learned about the periodic table, let's learn how to study the periodic table. Okay, as you know, there are 18 groups, 18 vertical groups, and 7 horizontal rows. Now, if someone asks, find an element which is in group number 2 and in the 5th row. So there's only one answer, that is group number 2 in the 5th row. Here's the 5th row and here's group number 2. That means if we go to the 5th row, we find strontium. This is in the 5th row. That means the strontium element is in the 2nd group and in the 5th row. And let's ask something else. So we have to select an element which is a part of group number 17. Now there are many choices like fluorine or chlorine, or we can select iodine, like that. These all are present in group number 17. If anybody asks to select an element which is present in row number 4, there are many. Like there are potassium, calcium, scandium, iron, cobalt. Many choices are there in row number 4. So this is how we study the periodic table of elements. There is another way also. Find a non-metal which is present in this group number 16 and in the 4th row. Now as we know, non-metals are in the right side. We'll check in the right side. Group number 16 and row number 4. That means it is selenium. So selenium is a non-metal which is present in the group number 16 in the 4th row of the periodic table. Like this, we will study the periodic table of elements. Hope you enjoyed a lot in this chapter of the periodic table of elements. Thanks for watching. And you want to see and learn more, then just go to my channel and check out some videos like elements in substances. Okay, bye. See you in the next video.